Welcome to the Education Corner, a podcast by Education Choices magazine.
Education Corner podcast would like to welcome Ms. Victoria Playford, Head of School at Wetherby School Kensington. Wetherby School Kensington is a boys' pre-prep for pupils aged 4 to 8 located in the heart of Kensington and Chelsea. Wetherby School is committed to providing a caring, friendly and safe environment for all their boys so they can learn and play in a relaxed and secure environment to encourage pupils to reach their full potential. Pupils achieve excellent results and go on to top day and boarding schools in London and further afield, as well as many continuing within the Wetherby family of schools. Victoria joined Wetherby Kensington this year and has previously been head of Mulberry House School, worked for the Independent Schools Inspectorate, and is an elective councillor of the Independent Schools Association. It's such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Firstly, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be head at Wetherby Kensington?
Of course. I've always lived and worked in London. Originally, I studied a fine art degree at Chelsea College of Art. And I think those skills that I gained and received during that time really became an asset to me and shaped how I think I approach teaching and learning now. As part of the degree, I got to work in a local state school and lead the art provision. And I think that really sparked that initial passion for education. But following my degree, I went off and worked in various industries. I've been in the financial services, I worked with charities in the creative industries, and then returned to train as a teacher. I joined my previous setting back in 2010 and was there for about 15 years in total. And during this time, I worked across the early years, Key Stage 1, and I found that I was being promoted into various management roles. I joined SLT, I became head of pastoral care, and after about 7 years in post there, I became the head teacher in the January of 2017. And I had 8 long years there as head teacher. In 2019, so fast forwarding 2 years into my headship, I am trained as a team inspector for ISI and regularly have the privilege each year of inspecting schools across the UK. Following this, in 2024, I was then elected onto the Executive Council for ISA, and this allows me to really engage in those conversations at a national level. And then since then, in January, I've joined Wetherby School Kensington, and I have to say I've been so warmly welcomed into the community, from the staff to the boys to the parents. It really is such a special place, and I think their values and ethos really align with my own.
And can you tell us exactly what you've mentioned, really, more about the ethos and the values at Wetherby School in Kensington?
Yeah, I think we really hold values like kindness, respect, resilience as fundamental values that really guide everything that we do at the school. They're at the heart of our educational philosophy. I want each child to be really happy and engaged in their learning. And I think when they have that nurturing environment around them, it sparks those ideal conditions for learning, but also the opportunity for them to face challenges with resilience. I think for our boys, the understanding of facing these difficulties, it should be a normal part of their lives. And I think what truly matters is how our commitment to helping them persevere, seek help when they might need it, collaborate with others to achieve their goals. And I think it's that celebration and diversity in the achievements of boys, recognizing that they're each unique, and really emphasizing those core values, create that foundation where they can really have that academic achievement, but also that personal growth, where I think it's important that boys feel really seen and are able to thrive.
And it's probably quite a diverse community where you are.
Very, very diverse where we're located in London. We have lots of parents that have lived internationally, lots of boys at the school that really speak multiple languages. So we absolutely, I think that brings another level of excitement and diversity and enriching engagement within the curriculum.
The school website describes initiatives like our Wetherby ambassadors. Could you tell us more about these initiatives? I think you've been mentioning you've just introduced coffee mornings before we started, and how they benefit the individual pupils and the whole school community.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think being a Wetherby ambassador, this was one of the first things I heard when I walked through that red door and joining the school. And I think it really embodies every value within the school community. And on top of that, we really strive for the boys to be kind, to be polite, to be really compassionate to themselves and to others. And I think putting their best foot forwards and demonstrating that resilience. So we encourage the staff to enforce these messages across the whole curriculum, whether that's out on the sports field, in the classroom, in the art room, because they're really central to what we do. Every week, the boys get a mention in assembly. So the class teachers will be nominating a boy that really has embodied these values throughout the school week. And they stand up and receive a special mention in assembly. They get a Wetherby pin for their blazer, and it's an opportunity for them to wear that with pride and really talk about it. You know, we want to empower them to dream big and pursue those aspirations with confidence. But to do that, they need all of these underpinning values to really be successful, good citizens for the future.
The school website also emphasizes dreaming big and inspiring pupils to develop their passions, explore their interests, and grow into confident, well-rounded individuals. How do you nurture people's passions and support them to thrive beyond the classroom?
Yeah, I think this is something that I'm probably really passionate about, coming from a fine art background. I think every boy should have the belief that they can achieve anything they set their mind to with the right support, guidance, and nurture. I think the teaching team play a crucial role, whether that's the teaching assistants, the specialists we have come through the door, our kitchen staff throughout the lunch period, in really giving the boys a wealth of enriching experiences. And I think we do align with Inspired, our group of schools, in that we really want to encompass those three pillars, which is giving the boys the opportunity for excellence within academics, within the performing and creative arts, and within sports. And I think we encourage the boys to really dream big, not only academically, but in every aspect of their lives. So when they walk through that red door, the start of the day, we want the curriculum to be really designed to equip them with knowledge and skills and everything that they need to thrive. In addition to our in-school offerings, we have a wealth of extracurricular programs. So we have music, we have a head of music specialist that comes in. He leads our orchestra and theatrical performances. We have martial arts clubs, robotics, coding, sports, where they can really showcase those talents in lots of various forms and have the opportunity to excel. If they love football and rugby and cricket, we want to expose them to that. And you mentioned earlier my hot chocolates. I've started a hot chocolate with Miss Playford, so I see 4 or 5 of the boys each week to my office, and we sit down together, share a hot chocolate, and it gives me a real perspective of what school life is like from their point of view, what they'd like to see introduced. And we've had some great suggestions, from fencing club to trampoline club, which I'm not sure is something that we're particularly going to be taking up inside, but we've had some amazing suggestions from them. And we really want to know where their passions lie, because I think giving them these experiences, they get to explore what sometimes they don't even know that they're passionate about yet. And I think that's the exciting thing about educating this age, is that they have the opportunity to really find themselves and find their voices.
In your welcome on the school website, you say pastoral care is a cornerstone of life at Wetherby School Kensington, and it's clear that you pride yourselves on the supportive and welcoming community at Wetherby School, with a welcoming, engaged parent community. How do you nurture this relationship between the school, pupils and parents to benefit the pupils?
Yeah, I think the happiness and well-being of the boys is always at the forefront of all of our minds. I really believe that happy boys learn best. So we really take pride in those strong relationships. And I think it's utmost that we're making these relationships and cultivating them with our parents, creating that safe, nurturing environment, because we are a partnership. We have to work together to get the best for the boys. So we've introduced new coffee mornings to bring them into the community and really give them an opportunity to collaborate with us. But we have pupil voice opportunities and forums, worry boxes, weekly check-ins with our deputy head pastoral care, where the boys get the opportunity to just express any concerns they might have or suggestions, again, for improving school life, building that supportive community around the child, whether that's with the head, the SLT, the class teachers, the parents. I think having that open door policy for us to connect is also really important in building those meaningful relationships. And as I mentioned, I'm really passionate about it's a team effort to get the boys to find the school that's right for them, to get them succeeding and achieving their goals. We have to work together as a whole team. So I think it's very much at the core of everything that we offer at Wetherby Kensington.
Wetherby Kensington is part of a family of schools, and obviously I interviewed Nina Kingsmill-Moore in the autumn edition, who's then the next step from you. And they're all located in London. And then you've got the Wetherby Pembridge, which lots of parents are very excited about and asking about. And you've also got Wetherby Senior. With the difference with Wetherby Pembridge being it's co-educational. What are the benefits of being part of a group of schools? And then obviously under the Inspired
Yes.
kind of title, what benefits do you find that there are?
Yeah, I think there are some huge benefits. I think particularly, like you said, there are many options within just the Wetherby group of schools that parents have the luxury of having access to and having automatic entry through if they wish to. So I think we are very supportive of each other. We share a lot of resources, which I think, has been a huge benefit to us being in the pre-prep setting. We also work really closely with our counterparts over at Notting Hill and really pull that expertise. And we collaborate on different initiatives, writing moderations across the group. And we really just want to strengthen the practice that we're offering to the boys. If I talk a little bit about Inspired as well, and being part of that global group of schools, I think we all align in terms of our values and our ethos. And I think that's really important when you're part of a group of schools. But there are lots of opportunities that come from that. So from 13 plus, you have the Nasuli Scholars Programme. There are bursaries across the group, right from our pre-prep and even the nursery from the Gold Standard Charitable Trust that families can take advantage of. We also get to participate in a range of competitions globally within those three pillars. So there's a visual arts contest running at the moment that's being hosted in Spain that all of our group of schools across the Inspired group can get involved in and celebrate the work of every boy or girl across the group. There's an international writing contest coming up, which is being held in Colombia. There's sports competitions and fixtures happening around the UK that we get to go and be part of, and the boys get that exposure to. And then staff also get great opportunities to work throughout the world and across all the different groups of schools. And parents, I think the biggest benefit for parents, if you're looking at that longer journey, particularly within Inspired, is from 11, the global exchanges are phenomenal, where children can go and be immersed in those different cultures and experience different languages and develop that independence and resilience. So it really is a huge benefit, I find, when parents are coming in and joining the group, and an exciting time to be part of a group on such a global scale.
Inspired education is often at the forefront of embracing new technology, including AI, to support both teachers and students. How do you incorporate new technology and educate your pupils about such things as AI?
Yeah, obviously, with our young age group of children, we do still have quite a traditional approach to the use of voice with technology, but we are passionate about using it sensibly in a way that's going to really enhance their learning. So we are fortunate to have access to quite a lot of advanced technology in the school, and all the boys get a Surface Go and an iPad, and we really strike the balance between offering the traditional written work that they're going to need but also with digital learning. So we do have in the upper part of the school, we've integrated some AI technology through a platform called Sentry Tech. And this enhances what we're able to provide to the boys. And they have some personalized learning across English, maths, and science with this tool. And the way it's designed is that the algorithm helps identify any gaps early on, and we can really create an individualized learning path to consolidate anything that's covered within the curriculum, and it feeds back to both teachers and parents. So again, we can triangulate and really target and ensure that the boys are excelling in all aspects of that core curricula. So we're excited with the developments that are coming, and in terms of how it's enhancing the teaching practices, but we're not getting away from the fact that we are very traditional in our values at the school, and the boys, still do pick up a pencil and write throughout the week.
And obviously, being a London school, what access do you have to the outdoors? Obviously, boys have lots of energy and sports fields and forest school, etc., etc.
Yeah, I think being a very small setting, we don't have direct access to the outdoors, but we are very well connected in London. So the boys are out every day. We collaborate with a local state school and actually use part of their playground throughout the week for all of our boys, which is a phenomenal space where they can go around on the football pitch and kick the ball and play lots of sports throughout their breaks. We have also sports fixtures at Hyde Park currently as well. And we also use some of our other inspired schools that are locally. We use some of their facilities. We're extremely excited that come September, Wetherby Pembridge has taken over a 15-acre site, and we get access to that throughout the week purely for our boys to go over, and that's tennis courts, and the site is incredible, so we can't wait to launch that in September of this year. So it's a very exciting time to be part of Wetherby.
Oh, indeed. Now, something that all parents ask about, results.
Yeah.
And your boys tend to leave at 7+ and 8+. They achieve excellent results and go on to top tier boarding schools in London and further afield, as well as obviously staying within the Wetherby family of schools. How are you preparing the pupils for this progress, and how do you support them in their move to their next school?
Yeah, I think firstly, I'm thrilled to share that we've actually had a record year with the boys for 7 and 8+ this year. The team works so hard in ensuring that we're working really closely with parents from the moment they come into the school. We're meeting with them regularly, giving them progress updates, because we appreciate for some of our international families, they may not actually know how to navigate this journey. They may not have been through the journey themselves. And I think the more information that we can share with them and give them and help guide them onto whether it's right for their son or not, whether the 7+ is better, the 8+, actually continuing that journey through the whole Wetherby journey might be better. And we start to have those early conversations early on so that the parents really have the knowledge going into it of what they may be looking for longer term. We are a data-driven school as well, so we will use that data to drive parents. We have a fast-paced curriculum, and because of that, a lot of the boys are already working, I would say, at that expected academic level. But I think it's actually really looking at how we build on their knowledge, those exam techniques, that interview practice. And to do that, we're really lucky that we can work closely with our counterparts over at Notting Hill, and we do a lot of collaboration during those times to really give the boys experience of new environments, because that's the thing you can't replicate in a school, is they're going off to sit these assessment processes, And often they won't know the other teachers there, they won't have seen the setting before, they won't know the adults that they're interacting with. And I think it's our job to do our best to try to best prepare them for that. So a lot does go on behind the scenes. And my two deputies, the deputy head academic and pastoral, work so closely with the parents in looking at both of these aspects and how best we can prepare them. For me, it's about finding the right setting for their son, because all of these schools, you have phenomenal options. I think for a boy to genuinely thrive, you need to ensure that you're putting them in the right setting to bring the best out of them.
And are there any schools particularly that you work more closely with, or you know, or do you tend to focus mostly on the London perhaps schools to go to?
So we do work closely with King's College, St Paul's Junior School, Westminster Under School, Sussex House, come the 8+. But we do send to a wide variety. So there are some parents that look at some boarding options as well, which obviously wouldn't be necessarily located in London. We obviously have our amazing Wetherby Prep that a lot of our families go on through to. And then sometimes others that are just outside of our location. So in terms of Highgate and UCS is also an option, as well as City of London. So there is quite a wide variety, and I think it's allowing the parents to be aware of what is on offer, that actually these are all great options, what is going to be the best for your child to help them succeed. Because we set them off on that journey, we get them to begin that love of learning, and that's what you want to hold on to throughout their education, because I think that's when they're really going to be able to access the curriculum and thrive.
Only happy children do well, don't they? What are your plans? Obviously, it's only half term. You've done your first half a term. What are your plans and hopes now that you're there as head for the future of Wetherby Kensington?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. I'm week 6 at the moment, but I think I went back, and actually my first day, we had the first staff inset before I welcomed the boys back, and I set the theme Dreaming Big for 2025. And I think it's something I've held on to. The school has an amazing reputation for their academics, for the creative arts, for sports. And I think coming from such a creative background, my fine art background, I really wanted to look at how can we add value to the boys beyond what we're doing in the curriculum, that also not only enhances what we do here, but serves them well for the future. I think I've always been a huge advocate of that character education and building the skills the boys need to be independent learners. So the SLT and I have been working on some exciting new things that we're bringing into curriculum for the boys to thrive, but I think develop those passions and interests. They need to be able to stand confidently, present themselves, because they're skills that will carry them forwards. I always think about the Education Forum and its 2023 report, and where you would have seen 15 years ago maybe creativity at number 20 or 50, and now it's within the top 10 skills that employers may look for. And the world of work admittedly will be very different when these boys go out to the world of work later on. But I think giving them exposure to present themselves, to take more leadership opportunities, whether that's a head boy or a house captain or, the prime minister of our school as part of school council, whatever those avenues may be, I think if they can develop that confidence, that will stand them in good stead for the future. So there are lots of things happening behind the scenes that we're excited to start launching this year.
Well, I can't wait to hear more, and hopefully we can have you back on the podcast and see how everything developed in a year's time. But congratulations on your new role, and I'm sure many parents are going to be thrilled to be able to hear you talking about Wetherby Kensington.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.